What's going on, everyone? It's your favorite minority from the loud majority, just touching base with the base. All right, everybody, it looks like we're one day away from the start of election week. That's right, I said election week. Okay, now, me, I'm old enough to remember when it used to be election day. Okay, but that's just me. This new generation, they're going to have election week, and then it's going to turn into the next generation will probably have election month. And before you know it, you won't have elections at all. Okay, they'll probably have some entirely new way of determining who our president will be because they just seem to keep changing the rules when they realize that the American people don't want to go their way. So that's just how that goes. But I say that to say this, right? To me, that's just proof that Trump, he changed up the entire system. Okay. Like he literally shook up the entire system. Okay. He kind of made them scramble and shake to the point that they can't even keep the playing field fair in a traditional sense. Like they've literally had to change the rules to their favor. And not to help you, not so that they can get into power and do anything for you, but it's simply just so they can win and end up back in a position of power. That's all. That's all it is. That's all they've done. Okay. So they're bending the rules, they're changing the rules, they're ignoring laws, election laws in certain states that they did in 2020. They did do that. And they were allowed to get away with it. They were allowed to undermine democracy in order to get the outcome that they wanted because, well, it's Donald Trump. So, you got to you got to kind of let us break the rules a little bit because he's such a dangerous person. We got to break the rules before he can. Think about that. Just think about that for a minute. Like, wait, what? You got to do what? Hold up. But, if you're still in denial about the fact that 2020 was definitely stolen, I mean, there's been plenty of admissions from the mainstream media about how they had to fortify the election by suppressing real stories about Joe Biden and his son's illegal business dealings, ignoring legislation laws, like I said, in several states, which were looked over because, like I said, they felt like they just had to bend the rules a bit to be Trump. Because, he's a threat to democracy and yada, yada, yada. It's kind of like when you watch the I don't know how big of a nerd y'all are out there, right? But if you ever seen it in Avengers Endgame, where they kind of had to break the rules to take the time to go back in place, back in time to get the time stones in order to save the day. They pretty much had to break the rules, save the day, which in the next couple Marvel films, we're going to find out how that was actually a bad thing that they did because it's going to have long-term ramifications. So what I'm saying is the good guys or the quote unquote good guys telling you we have to bend the rules right now in order to stop this bad guy, okay, before he gets a chance to do them. That never works. All you're doing is giving your party the power to break the rules. That's all you're doing. That's it. You're not doing it to save democracy. You're not doing it, um, because because you actually give a flying f about what the country is supposed to be or what it's founded on. You don't care about any of that. All you care about is getting your outcome. Therefore, you're willing to cheat, lie, bend the rules to get your outcome. And that's exactly what they did. So, but if you can't pretty much tell by now that that's a lie, the whole Donald Trump is a threat to democracy and blah blah blah, and that it's just something that they're using to get away with breaking rules, so that they can ignore the law and ignore the process, so that way they get the outcome that they want. Because once again, that's all they care about. If you still can't see that that's being used to trick you into allowing your party to break the rules, then you wouldn't be able to see the truth of it landing on the tip of your nose. You don't want to. You don't really want to see it. That's the truth. But let's go into this. I got a couple videos I want to react to on Instagram and YouTube. this might be a long one. Okay, this might be a long one because this is my last one before the big day. So I got to try to pack as much information as I can. I'm not going to go crazy, but just a few last minute updates that maybe some people can use to make their decision if they haven't voted yet. So let's go ahead and get into this. So, speaking of suppressing stories and the media's ability to interfere in our elections by telling you that certain things aren't true or you don't need to know about them, I want to pull this up, this video. This I don't even know this guy's name, but he's a anchor, I think, on either NBC, if I'm not mistaken. This guy is such a cuck. I mean, he's like a weak. You listen to him speak, and you can tell this is a weak man. Okay, this is a weak man. This is a feminine man. This is everything that the Democrat Party loves and wants men to be. Okay, he's quite literally complaining on air because Trump sued Bucks County, Pennsylvania, for voter suppression. Now, he claims that Trump is doing this because he's already trying to contest the election. But here's the thing: Trump sued them and he won. That means he was right that they were suppressing the vote in Bucks County, Pennsylvania for Republicans. And this news anchor just can't handle the fact that Trump was right about it. Take a listen to this, man.
Primetime's keeping an eye on early voting across the country. It hasn't been perfect with non-citizens on the voter rolls, ballot boxes getting firebombed, and, oh yeah, Republicans getting turned away before the polls close. But if you point that out, you're a bad guy.
Does it seem like this week Donald Trump is laying the groundwork for contesting the election by complaining that cheating was taking place in Pennsylvania?
We are news people, even though we have opinions, and we have to report the whole story if we bring up.
See, that right there. That's the main thing that I want people to start understanding. When you watch the news and most of these people start telling you how they feel about Donald Trump, I want you to understand these people are giving you their opinion of him. You ever been in a circle of people and they start talking about somebody, and before you know it, you believe everything that they believe about the person that they talk about because all you've ever done is heard them talk about that person. You've never met the person. You've never gotten to know that person. You've never went to go find out any information about that person to see if what you heard about the person is true. All you go based off is the circle of people you know and what they say about that person. Therefore, they've shaped your entire reality around that person, whether it's true or not.
Part of the story. So yes, he's upset about Bucks County, but he was right and he won in court. That's the story.
He won in court. He was right. So the media is complaining that Donald Trump is catching Democrats trying to cheat. They're mad. They're literally getting on TV like, oh, well, he's trying to catch us cheating. He won a court case on, but that's typical Donald Trump trying to contest the election. And it's like, yeah, but he won. It means he proved that they were cheating and suppressing the vote. If it was the other way around, I mean, what do you think would be happening if it was the other way around? Let's just be honest. If it was the other way around, how do you think that this will go? How do you think it will go? It'd be all over every news channel. It'd be all over every TV station that Republicans were suppressing Democrat votes because they were being racist, voter suppression. You know how that shit goes. The Democrats are hypocrites, bro.
Don't appreciate being lectured about reporting when many times you come here saying lots of things that aren't.
I will come back.
Bro, this guy gives off such bad bitch energy, yo. Like, this is a female. Like, you can tell this guy when he goes home at night, he dresses up, he puts makeup on, he puts a wig on, he puts a dress on, he probably dances in the mirror. He probably, I don't appreciate you telling me. I don't appreciate that. I didn't appreciate that.
Jonathan, I'm done. I'm done.
Hugh Hewitt quit his job at the Washington Post today, live on the air.
You see, so the mainstream media really has they got no interest in telling you the truth, especially if it does anything that makes Donald Trump look good. Like, if Donald Trump does something that makes sense, the media has no interest in showing you, okay, yeah, he did this, and yeah, he was right about it. He was telling the truth. They're so full of like a derangement symptom against this man that even when he's right about stuff, he tells the truth. It's like they just can't take it. They just can't take it. And I'm sorry, but like as an adult, us as human beings, as adults now, who are making this very, very important decision, don't you find it kind of strange that that's how they would go about things instead of just giving you the information and stepping out the way? That's their job. Their job is to simply give you the information and move out the way and let you make your decision based on the information. That's their job. Their job isn't to give you the information and say, oh, well, yeah, but, the way I feel about it, I don't care how you feel about it. How you feel about it is irrelevant. How you feel about it don't matter. That's not your job. Your job isn't to tell me how you feel about it. I don't care. I don't give a damn. Okay? Many of these news channels have been caught lying several times. It's not illegal for them to lie. You should go look up the law that Obama passed. Made it illegal for the news media to tell you straight lies right to your face. Now ask yourself why he did something like that right before Donald Trump became president. They got no interest in telling you the truth. This is why I constantly tell you stop watching TV news. When y'all see me talk about this shit every day, all the time, y'all probably be like, bro, what is this guy talking about? Like, does this guy really believe that he knows more than the TV? No. Or does he know more than the people on TV? No. I'm not saying that I know more than them. They know all that I know. They just don't want to tell you. It's just that simple. They just have no interest in telling you. They know more than me. They know way more than me. Okay? I'm sure I've barely scratched the surface. So no, I don't think I know more than them. I think I'm more honest. And there's thousands or millions of us that do this right here that have decided to come out and start telling the people the truth, and they can't take it. This is why you have people who are on YouTube or people like Joe Rogan who are like doing way bigger numbers than CNN or ABC or any of them can do right now because the American people are fed up. They're like, bro, all y'all do is get on my TV and lie. People who watch shit like The View and these people get on your television and give you falsehoods. They give you half truths because they are not obligated to tell you the truth until whoever it is they're lying about decides to sue the hell out of them or sue the shit out of them. Then they get on TV and start retracting and start telling you the truth and start saying, oh, I was wrong about that. This is actually what was said. This is actually what was done. This is that. And it's happened a couple times, but for the most part, they get away with saying whatever they because if I sue you today and then tomorrow you're right back on TV lying about me again, I'm at the point where I'm like, man, I ain't got time to be sitting up in court suing these people all the time for lying. Sue them one time, make it significant to the point where they won't do it again. And if they do it again, then clearly they have no interest in actually telling the American people the truth. So I want to go into this other clip. We all know that influencers and celebrities are being paid or propositioned to support a certain political candidate. That's not new. That's not something that's unheard of. That's common sense. Everybody knows that, right? Okay, good. Now, the reason I want to show this next clip is because it goes into what I was just saying about the media and how the media has decided that they can change rules about their platform or institution, going based off how they feel that day or how they feel about the situation regarding our elections. Basically, if they feel like they don't want Donald Trump to win, they can change whatever rules they want in order to try to stop him from winning. And now, not only do you have the media doing it, not only do you have the news doing that, but you also have social media doing that as well. And this influencer speaks on it. I'm not sure of her name, but I'll get it in 1 second. Let's pull it up. That way everybody can see exactly what we're talking about. Okay. Nicole Arbor says Kamala offered her money to endorse her. That's why you were seeing all these endorsements. They're paid. Let's close it out and then open it back up so we can start from the beginning.
I need you guys to know that when you see celebrities, influencers, musicians, whoever promoting Kamala Harris, it's because they're paid. And I know because they've approached me 3 times now. They always come in with the same offer. We want you to promote Kamala. We want you to say these talking points. And then I see a celebrity like Chriselle from South.
Talking points. Now, most people don't even know what the hell that word means. Talking points. Basically, Donald Trump wants to take abortion rights away. Donald Trump hates Muslims. Donald Trump hates Mexicans. Donald Trump hates Latinos. These are talking points. These are things like that people just say, and it's like, yeah, but he did this for this community. He did this for this community. They don't care about that. Okay, talking points are so that you can say something without having to go into detail about it because they know you already have a preconceived notion about it. They know that they don't even have to go into detail because all they got to do is say these things, and you already believe it. You're an adult. Time to start doing some research. But listen.
Selling Sunset with a copy paste of that exact email, and then she posts vote, looking like super hot in a picture. But nobody puts paid post underneath these. It's propaganda. I don't know how it's.
Now that's the thing. She's going to elaborate on that. How nobody has to put paid post under a post that they were paid to create for their political candidate, whether it was Trump or Kamala. I don't care. Like you should. Why are the rules changing? Why are you hiding that? Why is it all of a sudden they don't have to specify that this is a paid post if they were paid by a certain political campaign? Suppressing information, making people believe that these celebrities or influencers genuinely believe in these candidates and they want you to believe in them. No, they're just being paid. They don't even, a lot of these people don't even believe or support half of the shit that the candidate they're supporting is pushing. They just got paid a nice bit of money to do it.
It's not considered illegal to do that when it's the election. When any other time, if we're not making it obvious that we're promoting something we're paid to promote, we could get in trouble. The last offer.
See? They get in trouble any other time. So any other time that they post something that they're paid to post, if they don't put or specify that this is a paid post, we were paid to post this, they'll get in trouble. But if Kamala Harris or Donald Trump, you say Donald Trump too, says, hey, no, you don't have to let the world know that they paid you for that. We want people to genuinely believe that you actually believe in these candidates because we know your influence will sway people to vote now, even if you don't believe in her policies. That shit is crazy, man. This is sickening, bro.
I got from Kamala Harris's team was $25,000, I believe, for just a couple stories on my Instagram. And I had some other really big offers. And
you throw me 25, I might consider it. I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying. Like, you throw me 25,000, I might consider. I'm a Kamala hat tomorrow. I might. I'm just kidding. I ain't doing that. But I'm just saying, you can see how easily it will be to get most people to do this. Okay? Or most influencers who really don't care about either candidate or don't care about Kamala, but then they got an offer from Kamala's campaign for $25,000. They might be facing hard times right now. They're like, yo, listen, $25,000 is the most money I've ever had in my life. Why wouldn't I do it? Does that mean that they believe in what she's pushing or what she's supporting, or that they believe that that's the way the future should, our country's future should go? No. All they care about is lining their pocket. You're being played at every step of the way. Every step of the way. This is why people like me do what we do. This is why we critically think. This is why we dig a little deeper, so we can show people like you who surface level think, who think that everything you hear and see on TV or on social media is 100% solid. I can assure you it's not.
And I decided to not take any of them. With a few days left of the election, I just couldn't think to myself, we are this close to having a healthy America, to getting us out of this freaking pharmaceutical haze that we've been in, to get us like healthy food again, to get the pesticides off of our food. These are things we could fix in my lifetime. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. I couldn't take the money. It felt like blood money. I fuck with RFK Jr. Everything that he's saying is correct. It's right. And as someone who went through the medical system and spent years of my life disabled when I probably didn't need to if I had proper care, I can't stand by and let other people suffer. I couldn't do it.
Listen, that makes perfect sense to me. This is a one in a lifetime election. If we do not vote for Trump, we are severely dropping the ball here, man. We're dropping the ball. Like, this is gonna be the ball drops of all ball drops if we don't elect this man this time. Because he ain't running again. It's over. He's out of politics. He might go to jail for the rest of his life because the Democrats they hate him that much, they'll throw him in prison forever. Okay. But then again, maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe they won't. Because a part of me feels like the only reason they want to put him in prison is because he ran president. And I feel like if he loses, they'll probably be, well, he lost. So I don't really feel like we need to go that hard. Because remember, they didn't announce these charges against him until after he decided he was running for president again. They didn't have any charges announced before that, which tells me that if he never ran for president, they would have never brought those charges. That was all to stop. That was all to try to stop him from running for president because they were scared that he would win again. They would do anything to stop this man from becoming president, even bring bullshit cases against him, which he beat damn near all of them. Damn near all of them. I mean, the E. Jean Carroll case, the sexual assault case, she told him that he raped her. They denied that. Verdict sheet, I have it posted on my page. The rape claim was denied. They found him liable, not guilty, liable. If you look at the definition of liable, you'll quickly see that doesn't always mean that you're responsible for sexual assault with no evidence, no eyewitness testimony, no DNA, no video, nobody who can even put these two people in the same place on that day. Just pretty much he said, she said. That's all. 20 years later, 20, 30 years later, oh, he raped me in a department store. You need evidence? No, we don't need any. It's Donald Trump. He has to be guilty. Do you see how this is going? Do you see how this is? Oh, he just has to be guilty. We don't need evidence. He has to be. It's Donald Trump. But what if he's not? What if he's not guilty? You're just going to believe her just because you don't like him? How many times has that served you well in the past? Ask yourself that question. So all I say is, how ready are you to grow up and just accept the truth for the truth, even if you have to admit to yourself that you were wrong about things, even if you have to admit to yourself, like, damn, I was wrong this whole time. I was wrong the entire time. Damn, I was tricked. I was played, which is cool because it happens to everybody. Okay. Like, for instance, when Kamala Harris and the mainstream media kept coming out and telling everybody, oh, Joe Biden is perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with him. He's perfectly fine. You can see with your own two eyes he's perfectly fine. These two eyes, because from these two eyes, it looked like the man was falling apart right in front of us every single time he stepped out on television to speak. He was falling asleep. He was losing track of his words. He was forgetting where he was. He was naming people in the room that were not even there because they had passed away. And so many of us knew about this so many of us knew about this since before 2020. Let's just put it like that. We said this is going to end terribly. This man is old, decrepit, and he won't last. And he didn't. As you can see, he did. Now, I want you to remember this, though. What many people seem to keep forgetting is that man is literally still our president right now. Despite the fact Kamala's running for president. Joe Biden is the president right now. He's still in charge. He's the man in charge right now. That means if some shit went down right now today, he's still the one in charge. He's still the person in charge right now. You feel good about that? I mean, so many of y'all were the ones who put this man here. And now you're lecturing us about how we can't vote for them. That's another thing that makes me laugh, is a lot of these people who voted for Biden now realizing Biden wasn't shit, or Biden was just as terrible as we told him he was going to be. Now they're telling us, okay, yeah, but still, you still can't vote for Trump. You need to listen to us again this time. I'm not listening to none of y'all got to say. I didn't listen in 2020, and I damn sure ain't going to listen now. Okay? Damn sure ain't going to do it now. Most of the people telling me, how could you vote for? I'm like, yeah, but you voted for Biden. But we told you not to do that. And look, we told you what was going to happen. You didn't listen. So I want to show y'all this clip. Of course, more clips of the freaking Whack job, mainstream media. This is on MSNBC. This is Jen Psaki, the former press secretary for the Biden-Harris administration, who now has this cozy job on MSNBC. How convenient. And she's talking to Nancy Pelosi, and Pelosi's talking about how Trump can't be president for 4 more years because his brain is deteriorating. These fucking ass clowns, these same people who literally got on TV and told you that it was dangerous to question Joe Biden's mental cognitive ability, that it was dangerous to question his mental health because he's the president of the United States and you can't speak about him that way. These same people that told you and me that Joe Biden was at the top of his game and he was the best he ever was, while he was falling asleep in live interviews on TV, shitting his pants in Rome, forgetting who the hell he was, where he was, mentioning people in a room, mentioning people that were long gone, passed away, in a room full of people he thought that these people were there, and then he came to realize, like, wait, no, that person died a couple years ago. They told you that you were crazy or you were dangerous or you were Trump Republican for questioning this. Now, you could have been on either side of the aisle and saw this with your own 2 eyes. Very, very vivid. But not according to the media. According to the media, no, that's not what you saw. Don't you understand? Like, these people think that they are so powerful that they can tell you what you see and what you don't see. And there are people dumb enough to fall for it. There are, unfortunately. So take a listen to this shit.
With those comments, because, I mean, your family knows better than just about any family in America the very real consequences of Trump's violent.
Now they're talking about Trump's threat, and I put that because it wasn't a threat, to Liz Cheney, where he told her basically, like, I would love to see you, strapped with a rifle and, army gear and sent to fight a war, since you love backing these wars so much and being pro-war all the time. I would love to see you go out and fight one, which is something all liberals and Democrats have said about establishment politicians throughout history. So now that Trump says that it's dangerous, no. But listen.
Rhetoric. And I just want to get your reaction to what he just said at this rally, what we just played for the audience.
Good morning. Wonderful to be with you again on this weekend before the election. I think that what the ex-president just said is a further indication of his cognitive degeneration. You saw recently we was talking about whether he chose electrocution or being eaten by sharks. Something's very wrong there. And indicative in it also is...
Here's another thing about these people. They have no sense of humor. None. Trump gets on his stages and he says a lot of outlandish things, a lot of them funny, a lot of them off-putting to a lot of people, but he is exercising his freedom of speech no matter how much you like it. These people have said way worse about Trump. I have a whole entire video dedicated to the threats that they've made about him, politicians and actors. And then they get on TV and act like, no, we've never said anything dangerous toward him. No, we haven't, or his supporters, no, we haven't. These people are a fucking joke. This is why I tell people, stop watching mainstream media. You're there. It's hypocritical. And when you parrot this shit and you believe in it, you look like a hypocrite. You look like a phony ass person. You look like, bro, like you realize that these people are full of shit, right? And you believe every word they say and you parrot it. Come on.
Diminishing the power of the press, which is the guardian of our freedom in our country. So I think people who might thinking about voting for him have to know that he can't last as president for 4 years with his brain deteriorating at the rate that it is, and it's clearly evident. And they...
Bro, I just want some of y'all to go and like watch some of Nancy Pelosi's recent like interviews and videos, and then tell me if this woman has any room to talk about somebody's mental health deteriorating because of their old age, and if they should still be serving in the government. Because this woman is either deteriorating and losing her mind, or she's always fucking drunk at every interview she shows up to, which I wouldn't doubt that she's drunk. That I don't even doubt. But the mental deterioration, I think it might be... I think that we can make a case that it's happening to her too. Look at this woman's face.
He may be voting for President Vance, which would be a horrible thing for our country. You're right. Our family has experienced the violence. Where is Nancy? Where is Nancy?
Yeah, her husband was attacked by his gay lover. By a man he was having sexual relations with. That has absolutely nothing to do with MAGA, Donald Trump, nothing. These people just conflate all these issues and just pack them into one giant ball and try to get you to, oh yeah, Trump's so dangerous, Trump dangerous, Trump bad, Trump bad, Trump bad. It's like, okay, but what are you gonna do for me? Trump bad, Trump bad. And it's like, yeah, but what are you gonna do to lower my growth? Trump bad, Trump bad. That's all they got.
Nancy coming into our house, violating the sanctity of our home, the safety of my husband, looking for me, echoing what was said on January 6th in the Capitol. Where's Nancy? Where's Nancy? Was coming up to punish me for what I had said about Donald.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of people that will argue you should be punished. And I'm not saying that you should be punished like in a violent way. I'm not saying that anybody should be condoning violence against you, but you should definitely be punished for your role in January 6th. I mean, you were in charge of the Capitol Police that day, and Donald Trump did request police or extra police, and he requested all this extra security for that day because he said it would be a large protest regardless of what would have ended up happening. Nobody could have known what was going to happen. I mean, it's not like this is something that was being talked about everywhere. We're going to do this as soon as we get there. It just ended up happening. And there's plenty of videos to show exactly how it ended up happening. And there's plenty of videos to show that a lot of people that did enter the Capitol building didn't enter in a violent or, in a violent manner. They were actually literally just walked in through the door, and they went through metal detectors and everything. The cops waved them to us and go ahead. But this woman, she was in charge of security. And Trump asked her for more police, and she said no. And she admitted it on video.
Donald Trump.
Take care. I do want to start.
But don't let that fact get in the way of who you voted for or which side you support. I just want to show you the facts, okay? Because there's so many things that y'all don't know, okay? Because everything you watch has been altered to be anti-Donald Trump, therefore making you think that everybody that comes out against Donald Trump is some good person that has never done anything terrible. I want to remind you, most of these people that are coming at Donald Trump and telling you Donald Trump is the worst thing that's ever happened to Washington, D.C. or to the American people, I want you to understand that Donald Trump was in Washington, D.C. He was a politician, technically, a government official for only 4 years out of all of our lives and his own. People like Nancy Pelosi, she's been in D.C. for over 30, 40 years. These people that are accusing Donald Trump of being the source of all our problems are people that have been in Washington, D.C. as long as some of our grandparents have been alive. So wait a minute. You mean to tell me you've been there, voting, voting on this and that for all these years, things are horrible. It's somehow Trump's fault? Democrats have been in control the last 12 out of the last 16 years. Republicans have had 4. That was when Trump became president. You know what I'm saying? So think about that. You had Obama for 8 years, Trump for 4, and then Biden for 4. So you had Democrats in control for the last 16 years. For 12 out of the last 16 years. But Donald Trump managed to destroy everything in 4 years. No. Especially when you dig deeper and you look at all the things that he did do. Okay? Like the First Step Act, where there were a lot of people released early from their prison sentences, which is basically prison reform. Donald Trump did prison reform before Democrats could do it. Isn't that some shit? And it benefited my family. And that was one of the main things that made me vote for him in 2020. So, yeah. But It's just more hypocrisy from the people that y'all listen to. Okay. And y'all don't even second guess these people to say, but wait a minute. Wait a minute. You got some skeletons. Like, let me make sure that everything you're telling me is the truth and that you don't have some sort of secret or hidden agenda against this man. Or maybe you're afraid that once this man gets back in charge, he's going to uncover a lot of the shit you were up to all these years. You don't want that. So you're willing to do anything to stop this man from getting back in that position of power. Okay? They hit you with the Trump is going to do this, but he's going to send all the Puerto Ricans back to Puerto Rico. Donald Trump was president for 4 years. You weren't put on any camp. You weren't put on any plantation. Okay? No American citizens were deported. None. No matter what your skin color was. If you were an American citizen, you were not deported. That did not happen. Donald Trump was the first president to not start a war in my lifetime. In fact, he came up with the Afghanistan withdrawal plan. Okay? Biden executed it, but he did it poorly. Okay? Yeah. You can say Biden did it, sure, but he did it poorly. There was a way to do it, and he did it poorly. Now, we can argue about, oh, well, Trump wouldn't, but we don't know because he didn't do it. Biden did it, though. We've seen exactly what happened. 13 soldiers died. Just trying to come home. So they should be here right now. All they was doing was getting ready to come home. And because of Biden's weakness, they were killed. So y'all really got to sit back and start like thinking, man, like if you haven't voted yet, or even if you have, I want you to understand that this shit ain't over. Like y'all think that this shit is over after election day. Whoa, boy. No matter who wins, the show is just beginning. The show is just beginning. And it could either be a good one or a bad one. I'm going to be honest with you. It could either be a good one or a bad one. I don't know which one we're going to get yet. I'm confident we're going to get this one. I'm confident we will because it's looking good right now. No matter what the polls tell you and all that shit, the polls are bullshit. You can't listen to all the polls. The polls that come out now, especially the polls that are coming out right now, you can't listen to those bullshit polls. Donald Trump was blowing this woman out the water. He still is. They're going to try to hit you. Of course, all the pro-Kamala media channels are going to say, oh, well, this poll just came out to show she's up, so we're going to show that one. It's like, yeah, we'll show the other ones. Show the rest of them. Show the ones that don't have her. You're just going to keep showing the ones that do. So you can trick your audience into believing she's definitely going to win. We know she's not. We know that the only way she can win is through fraud. We know that. And it's going to be blatantly obvious this time. Blatantly fucking obvious this time.